Alright, so this kind of goes along with the last solar video of your panels. Probably something that you need to consider with your panels and trying to figure out what panels you want to get. So y'all stick around and we're going to go over the mountain. Alright, so with your panels, the last video we were talking about pass-through panels, regular panels. There's a different type of panel that I don't even understand. But you know what type of panel you want. But with that, you also need to remember where you mounting it at. Do you have a choice of anywhere? Do you have a roof, and that's your only choice? Do you have land and that's your only choice? Or can you do both? Kind of whichever you want. That makes some difference of what you're going to get. Your pass-through panels are not going to do much for you on the roof because they're mounted, a couple inches off the shingles or tin or whatever type of roof you have, and you don't have that option of really collecting light from the back side of the panel. So it's really no need to get those. It's not going to do you a lot of good. So you're probably going to go with regular panels, maybe the other type that I don't really understand and can't explain to you yet. But if you're going to go ground mount, then that's an option you may want to look at. You may want the pass-through panel so you can get some sunlight from the back, especially if you're coming up kind of close to your maximum wattage or voltage on what you're building, and you need that little bit of extra because you can't add more to your inverter or whatever. Then you may want to go that route because it'll give you a little extra, and with less panels taking up less space, and be able to get more power that way. Also gives you a little bit of power in the morning, that kind of thing. So that's all things to kind of consider and weigh out as far as what you want to do. You do need to remember, though, there's a few different things to remember. Number one, you're probably going to check with your homeowner's insurance. I've heard of some insurances dropping people when they go to mounting the panels to their roof, or the rails, maybe I should say, that the panels go on. They don't like the fact that there's all those extra holes in the roof that are being put in, and that it could leak and that kind of thing. So I've heard of insurance companies dropping people for that. So I'd say, check with your homeowner's insurance. If you're wanting to go roof mount, check with them first, see if they allow it. If not, maybe what they do allow, and maybe there's like a midway y'all can go between y'all and insurance, and still keep your coverage. With that said, ground mount costs more. The mounts cost more. They're bigger. It's bulkier. You're probably going to pour concrete to set them in, so there's more cost there. I know they told me that my ground mounts, I cannot go, they can't be shipped to my house. They're too big. I've got to have like a 13-foot trailer, I think they said. Don't quote me on that. And I've got to go to the distribution place and pick them up myself. So that could be a slowdown. Maybe you don't have access to a trailer, so you have to go roof mount. Maybe you don't want to pay the extra, that kind of thing. But with that said, to me, ground mount gives me, it's just a better option for me all the way around. I have big trees around my house and close to my house, So it helps keep my cooling costs down in the summer, giving me all that shade. Makes my shingles and stuff last longer because the sun's not beating on them as much. Um, Kind of gives me some protection from the wind and that kind of thing. So I like my trees. I don't want to cut them down. I like them. And these trees have been in this yard ever since I was a little kid because this is actually my grandparents' house that I bought from the family to live in. So there's some sentimental value there, and I enjoy having that stuff around. Um, but also, to me, roof mount is just, it's not my thing. Now, if I lived in a city and didn't have a yard, yeah, you probably want to go roof mount because you're not going to be able to get enough in that little town yard or city yard that you have to do you too much good. Apparently, I can't talk. It's only 11 o'clock at night. Um, but I want to be able to access my panels. If one goes down, I want to be able to get to it easily and swap it out. If let's say you live somewhere that has dust storms or something, or anything could get on your panels. To me, I want to be able to access my panels to clean them. The cleaner they are, the more power they're going to produce me. So once a week, once a month, I'm probably going to go down and look at them, make sure they're good and clean, and that kind of thing. If they're on the roof, I can't access them. I mean, I can, but at my age, and with some of the health conditions I have, get on the roof is just not my thing anymore. When I was younger, it didn't matter. I'd run around on the roof like it was a ground. But now I get kind of some dizziness and stuff like that. And I mean, heights has never really been my thing, but I could manage before. Now I can't manage too well. So the last thing I want to do is have to get on my roof in a snowstorm to try to clean the snow off my panels so I'm producing power. Where if they're on the ground, I can go down there and I can sweep them off, and they'll keep producing power for me. I can get to them to clean them, whatever I may need to do. So it's just you need to kind of have a whole picture before you start in on a purchase because you need to kind of know where you want to go before you start going that way. Um, that's just me. I mean, I don't like to just jump in with 2 feet and not have a clue where I'm going. I need some type of plan. So, for the trailer build I'm working on, I'm hoping the panels will just go right straight down the center, and there's no overhang. And that way you don't have to worry about slinging a rock up and breaking the panel or something like that when you're going down the road. Um, that and it'll help shade the top of it a little bit so you won't get as much heat coming through uh, in the middle of the summer, um, that kind of thing. So that's kind of a roof mount application. But with that said, roof mount for a house is just, to me, it's a no-brainer. I don't like a roof mount. I don't want to call somebody to have to come get up on my roof and work on something. I'd rather be able to do it myself, and I'd rather keep it down here where I can do it, and I can maintain it and check it and stuff like that as needed. So I'm looking at ground mount for that reason. I realize it's going to cost me more to put it in, but I feel like in the long run, it's a better option. I'll be able to produce more power that way because I can keep them clean. If we get snow, I can go clean them off and keep producing power. Um, I can get the panels that take in light from the back as well, so that also allows me to produce more power. So to me, all the way around, I can produce more power if I have it on the ground than if I have it on the roof, and I can also maintain it if it's on the ground as opposed to on the roof. I'm not getting up there. I'm past that point in my life. I'm done with roofs. Um, so yeah, just putting this out here so everybody knows, what you need to think about, what you need to decide before you start purchasing stuff. You don't want to purchase regular panels and then decide you're mounting on the ground, and you could have made 25% more power at $20 a panel more, for the next 20 years. That extra 25% in power, that's a whole lot of power. That adds up. Um, and I don't want to see somebody stuck, in the middle of a 6 foot snowstorm, not producing power, and they don't have any power in the house either. But again, if you're in the city, that may be the only option you have. Um, so I think that's the biggest reason I'm making these videos, is to help others see, you know, what they need to see before they make these decisions, and where they're going with this stuff, and know where they're going and what they want to accomplish or get done, so they can slowly get that taken care of and get that done. Um, but yeah, I mean, basically that's about it. Just mounting system is what this is about. Which way do you want to mount it? Why do you want to mount it that way? And which way is going to work best for you, short term versus long term, and I guess the size of space that you have as well. So, any questions, drop them in the comments. Signature Solar's link is going to be in the bottom, in the information section. Go click on that, go over, see what they got, what they offer. You will have to pick up your mounts yourself, or find somebody that can go pick them up for you. Um, but it's well worth it to me. So that's the option I'm looking at, and the direction I'm trying to go. We'll see as I get this trailer build done, exactly how everything works, how everything hooks up, how everything plays out, and then I'll make my final decisions on what I want to do for my house based off of what I learned doing the trailer. Excuse me. And just kind of go from there. So hope this enlightens y'all. Hope this really helps y'all out. Y'all feel free, leave a comment, ask questions. I'll try to get the answers, or find somebody who knows the answers so I can get them to you. But other than that, y'all have a good night, and we'll see you next time.